Oh boy. Joe Straight. Good evening to you too, buddy. Welcome to Tuesday night live. Working on my USS FORRESTAL. Making a lot of progress. I just got to finish up the superstructures on here. I got elevator sub bases I got to put on there, and a few platforms and stuff back here, and it's all done here. And I'll go ahead and glue these two pieces of deck on, and it's all done. Last time I built one of the airplanes, it's not done yet. S78U the Cutlass. Took 3 hours to build that thing. Yeah, thank you, buddy. Thank you. Okay, we've got part 50 put on here. We'll get it warm in here. Five watching, 2 thumbs up. We got Joe Street 24. Oh yeah, oh yeah. When you work with paper, it's a very slow process, you know. It goes with the build, and yeah, the thing's shaped up pretty good. Yeah. Bold, form, and blue. Okay, let's see this on chat board now. Yeah, I got a 1/400. I have a 1/400 scale Hasegawa to the Akagi. It's in my storage. Next month, next week, hopefully be able to go up there back to Ohio and get my stuff out of storage, bring it here. Boy, I'd be very glad I do, though, guys. I really do. Yeah, I built that. I never built a paper model of it, though, but I built a plastic model of it. No one I know that's available. Well, of course, you got other scales out there. But this is an old Hasegawa kit, 1/400 scale. It's about, I don't know, about almost 2 feet long. rainbows. Okay. That'll be a chance. Let's see. Right here. Find out what's going on here. What that, which one that is. Now. You about got that right, Joe Street. I think I've built about everything there is out there. New stuff nowadays has come to view in the market. I haven't built yet. I wouldn't mind getting my flippers on. Yep. I got a lot of stuff here that I had for 50, 60 years. It's like, I'm old school, you know. Old school has old school stuff. I had this for over 50 years. I bought this aboard the HMS, the RMS Queen Mary. It was stationed it was in Long Beach. And one day my wife wanted to go on there. I said, okay, let's go. Get the kids, we'll go up there. Had a wonderful day on that Queen Mary. They cost about $7 to get aboard at the time. It was a hotel ship. We weren't going to sleep in there. We were just going to visit, you know, just for the tour and everything. And we toured all through that thing. And then finally, a beautiful lady came up to me, approached me and my wife. My daughter, I'm living with right now, lives right next door to me. She was about, a while ago, about 4 months old, a baby. And beautiful little lady approached us on the promenade deck. And she walked up to me. She says, "What a beautiful child," she said. "Can I hold her?" I said, "Yes, you may." Give my daughter, she was like that. I kept looking at this lady. I kept looking at her. She looks awfully familiar with somebody. Certainly ain't somebody I've seen on the streets. It's somebody I've seen on the screen. And it just dawned on me. I mean, goddamn. That's Mrs. Robinson. That's Anne Bancroft. I said, "Ma'am, are you Anne Bancroft by any chance?" "Yes, I am." I knew it was you. I looked at you a while ago. You look up familiar, and there's definitely somebody I would not see on the street. So she said, "I certainly hope not," she said. Very nice lady. I told her I like your movies. I like the movie The Hindenburg. And I told her I like her when she was doing Mrs. Robinson. She said, "Oh, yes, that was one of my greatest films I done." And she says, Are you Jewish?" I looked at her. I said, "Well, I guess I have a little bit. I have 1/8 of me at least." Well, my grandmother, her maiden name is Doris Doris Dandenberg. That's Jewish, she says. So I can tell your child's Jewish with beautiful long brown hair that she has. I says, well, I guess so. I says, it don't matter if we're Jewish or whatever we are. We're all God's children, right? Right, ma'am? She goes, yes, we are. And I said, by any chance, I hate to say this. I know you get it all the time. You want my autograph, right? I said, yes. So she had a piece of paper for an autograph. And she hugged me and my wife. She said, take care of that baby right there. I said, we sure will, Miss Bancroft. And last time I seen her. Then I saw the gift shop there. As I tootled in the gift shop, I saw all these beautiful looking models like this on display. Go, wow, what a beautiful collection. I said, somehow them things are not plastic. I could tell. I walked over to them, I looked at them, things are card models. I'd be god darn. I gotta get me some of them again. I built card models in ages. Lady walks up, can I help you please? I said, yeah. I says, I was looking at this card model collection. Oh yes. We have a lot of people who have bought card models off the ship and they build them and they display here. I said, wow, you got card models here? Yes, I do. She said, follow me over. I walked over this whole pile of them. Okay, I'm gonna take a bunch. She goes, okay. I think I paid $8 for that. I got the SS United States. It's probably about the same size this is. And I got the Treuberg, the Soljan, the Ottohahn, the Hamburg, the Essel Dusseldorf, and the Treuberg, and the Kosterfelds, Angelberg, the Berlin, Europa, and a bunch of the other ones, the car models I got by Wilhelmshaven. I like Wilhelmshaven kits. They're good kits. And so I'm having a blast with this. As you can see, I've been this thing now for about almost 5 days now. I made a lot of progress compared to having the skins on, and that was it. So next week I should have this thing done, minus the air group. I'll kind of move along real well on this thing. I built this Cutlass, S7U Cutlass. It took about 3 hours. I tell Jova Street. I mean, it took me about. Well, yeah, I am talking to Jova Street. Jova Street's the only fellow that's on there. Anyway, 3 hours. Yeah, it's like you tonight, Jova Street, until we get somebody else. Of course, they'll be tuning in pretty soon. I've only been on live about 30 minutes now. Oh boy, so I haven't seen a moment. That's all. That's right. Do a saw. Got to do those. Put that in. And this over here has to go in there too. Okay. That's it right there. I'll go there. And I got platforms with that too. No problem. Okay. I'll go out and check, see if I got some water. If there's no water, I'll ask my daughter to get me some water. I could make a cup of coffee tonight. Be back 1 second, fellas. We'll proceed with the build and answer questions. No water yet. Oh, well. It is what it is. Yeah, you meet a lot of movie stars out there in Long Beach, California, Southern California. You run until you don't know who they are. You just have to look at them for a while. They look very different with no makeup on. They look very, very, very different. Because when she came up, she approached me. I kept looking at her. Her eyes had told me. And she asked, and she says, I sailed on the ship about 5 times in my career, she said. Oh, wow. I told her this is the second time I've been on this ship. The first time I've been on it was back in 1967. I was in the Navy, I told her. I said, we pulled in at North Pier out there in Long Beach. And big celebration. Every boat that was out there, every yachtsman, we had a boat out there in Long Beach. We're out there in the harbor out there where the Queen Mary was being, she came in. And I went aboard her. I said, man, it's like being on the Titanic, huge. She was a very, very big ship, a lot bigger than the Titanic, but it gives you a sense of scale, how the Titanic was back in the days boarding it. Very breathtaking to see something so huge like that. And man, you talk about a rust bucket, that thing was rusty. And once they shut down the engines and they decommissioned her, and we bought her off England, and they took all the lifeboats off of it. They completely tore the thing apart. They say the funnels, they took the funnels off. The funnels like paper mache. They just fell apart when you're taking them out. I guess they wouldn't last very long. We wouldn't have to see a couple more times. But lifeboats are being auctioned off. I almost had a chance of buying one of those lifeboats. So I've already got a boat. Why didn't I get a damn lifeboat before I get out? And it had a screw on it, propeller. And my wife noticed that. Wow, they got propellers on them. Yep. She said, but no engine. So the crank's on. She goes, what? The crank's on. So when you sit in there like this, you got 2 people abreast. One side, the other side. You take these handles back and forth, and that turns the screw. And you got your tillerman back there, who runs the tiller, which runs your rudder. So I didn't know that. Oh yeah, I've been like that since 1950s. You got a sail kit there. You can make sail if you want to. Boy, be out for tired doing this so long. So you better believe it will be. But you know, what they were good for is you got a ship over here that's right next to you, and you're deporting Queen Mary or any other ship like that. You can crank that boat right to the next ship, and it's not going to exert you that much. Then you'll load passengers, come back, crank it back again, go back to the ship. But being out in the middle of the ocean trying to make mileage and headway, very exhausting. This is very true, Joe. It's very true, Joe Street. Many years ago, let's go back about 70 years. No, about 65 years. 65 years ago, the plastic first came to view. Only thing that there was in the U.S. was card models and balsa wood models and solid hull models like Boucher and Lewis models. They were flagship models, whatever things were. But at one time in America, card modeling was very, very popular because that's all we had at the time. Shoot, card models you buy by serial premiums. You can set away for them, they're very cheap. Hobby shops stored a bunch of them all the time. Then when plastic came in back in 1954 by a company by Revell, got Lou Dossie, who was running who was the founder of Revell, which actually came from Revlon, which is makeup stuff. And they brought out the battleship USS Missouri to New Jersey and Iowa. And I remember that was the first plastic kit I've ever had in my life was the battleship Missouri. But it didn't come in a big old box like that. It came in the box probably about that big, about that wide, and about that high, and about that long. Like it looked like a big old long David shoe box. It had paper around it to protect it. I looked at things and wow. Thanks, Pops. I've always wanted to know what the things look like. And my dad looked at it and boy, did he mess up on this. I said, what do you mean, Dad? You tell me, Frank, look at that hull of that thing. What do you see in that hull? Boy, it's beautiful, Dad. Besides beautiful, what do you see? Look hard now, and think hard. Hey, Dad, what is the propellers of this thing? There you go. Keep looking again. I looked at it, and I noticed that the bow wasn't down this way, it came straight. It was like, looked like the prow of a clipper ship. Wow. So they must not have had the original plans of that ship. But it was a battleship. When it was done, it was very, very nice. We had fun with those things. They floats very good. I know that, but we used to have little ponds out there, and we pushed out the pond, and the wind would catch it and blow it, and we had so much fun with those things. Had two rudders. It looked like not much of a rudder. It looked like just not like this. It came out straight and down this way and up. But they didn't work. But that was what they had at the time. But card models were more popular in America. Well, I'll tell you, I said this last night and I'll say it again. I know this for certain. With the skyrocketing price of plastic nowadays is breaking people's wallets, paying $500, $600, $700 for a kit. I mean, $1,000 for a kit. It's all about the money. That's what it is. A lot of people ain't got that money. I'm one of them. And I don't have a credit card where I can swipe 24 hours a day. Ain't nothing what a credit card can get you a wicked fix. And pretty soon people start going back to card models. A lot cheaper. They're free. You go online, you just go and you say free card models. And they give you free downloads. If you got a printer friendly around the house, you can print them. If you don't have a printer, you can set up a blank CD. You can set a blank CD disc, pop it in your computer, download it into your computer, into your disk, take it to Kinko's, raw the specs, use 11 by 17, 60 pounds of cardstock paper, and they can copy that model right off the disc right there. And that disc, you can make as many as you want. That's what I do. Car models will come back again. I know they will. Because people don't get tired of paying for them because paying for plastic because it's breaking people's wallets. They're getting expensive. I can remember about 45 years ago, a top shelf model, the flagship models cost you a real top notch model will cost you about $50. And a good mediocre kit, another good kit that's top shelf too, will cost you maybe around $15 to $20. Everything else was $5, $6, $8, $9. But now they're getting up there, buddy. Getting up there. This is now right here. Okay. Now it's time to cut this elevator shaft out. Make some leeway here. Tomorrow, My money will come in the bank tomorrow. I have a good day tomorrow. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, there. That's there. This one. Check chat mode. Okay, good. 7 watching, 5 thumbs up. The only guest we have is Joker Street. Where's Dingy at and everybody else? Yeah, they'll be here. Yeah, Dingy's watching it. He's here. He's watching. Oh boy, here we go. Okay. Those two done. Now we're installed in. And this I will do, I guess. Good. This piece ready to go. USS. Well, I cut was so sharp. It's not done yet. I got cockpit, landing gear put on it. It'll take a while, 3 hours to build that little bad boy. They'll get it, they look simple, but they're so small. It makes it really hard to assemble. Diggy, you're on. Welcome back, Dingy. Welcome to Tuesday night. Coming along pretty good. Let's got to finish up the stuff here. Let's see here. We got a jug of water. We have that, guys. Like I say in Honolulu, hang loose. Oh, Allah. That's Allah. Coffee. That's awesome. Good day. Wonderful. Have a good day at all. Okay. Might be a fresh pot of coffee right now. That's some water. Hailstorm 269. Welcome to Tuesday Night Live with me and the boys. And the Wilhelmshaven 1/250 scale card paper model of the USS FORRESTAL, dubbed as USS FORRESTFIRE. That was a horrible thing, man. We remember we refueled her That was back in 1968 when that happened. And we refueled. I was on the Ashtabula. We refueled her about 3 days that happened. And then we went. She was all the way to Pearl Harbor. Then she had to go back to the States for repair duty, repair work. Probably Bremerton, Washington, somewhere. And boy, was she burnt up. That was McCain's aircraft they used on. I thought it was a Risky. No, they had a fire at a Risky. That was from the flare chute locker. They caught in fire. But this was a Zuni missile, you know. Those just tuned in. This little Cutlass I made last night. It took about 3 hours to build that little boat, that little girl. Still not done yet. Got an undercarriage put on it, the cockpit put on it. That thing's a nice little plane. It looks good. Now, I like the old Navy. This is the kind of Navy I used to be in. Of course, these are out the time I was in, but the Cutlasses, they gave squat to the F-14 Tomcat. And she was on the flight deck, you know, right about here. He had a pigtail which hooks up the safety, hooks up to your ordnance. And you make sure the safety's flipped on. I guess McCain flipped the safety on, shot that Zuni missile, went across the flight deck and hit a Skyhawk, hit the fuel tank, and boom, that thing was ablaze. Hailstorm, you were born 1968. Yeah, there you go. You're a baby boomer. They had problems with the Cutlass. Towards their performance, they were a very good aircraft. They were like the Demon, were being F-3H Demon. Actually, they were more or less experimental for the Navy. Navy didn't use them very long, although they had a payload they could do. But the Cutlass had the same problem the Demon had. It was hard to keep them on the flight deck because it always rocked back all the time. And when they rocked back too much, sometimes it caused them to stall when they took off the deck of a carrier, because they were more or less, it's like they were tail heavy, you know. They always sprung back up and came back down. I guess they were too tail heavy, you know. They couldn't use them. But they were being phased out. This is the 1950s vintage right here. This thing's got Cutlasses, F-11 Tigers, F-3D Sky Warriors, A-3D Sky Warriors, intercepted helicopters, F-9F Panthers. What else you got there? Airway. Cutlasses, F-11F Tigers, F-9F Panthers, F-8 Crusaders, F-J Fury, and a bunch of tow motors. Wonderful. Here's the other way to give you the kit. I printed this last night. My son-in-law's got a big printer. I didn't know that. See, he's in the advertisement and stuff. He said, "I got a printer machine, Dad." "Oh, you got one?" "Yeah." So I ran this through. So he's printing out to be a bunch more. So I have a lot of bear wings going on here. Now, here's the one that came out of the kit. Of course, I cut the Cutlass out right here. And I'm done with the Cutlass. Yeah, I got landing gear to put on it, and the canopy and some missiles. They will go on that. It takes time to build those little airplanes. They are. They look very simple put together, but it's so tiny, cutting up with fuselage sections. And they have little small bulkheads, formers. So you got to be careful. I back those up with the extra car slot, make them stronger, so I can be able to put them in there and form it. And they work very nicely. That Cutlass came out very good. Okay. A little more. Try to line it up with that. There we go. One. Now I'll be able to do this over here. First of all, I'm going to make one of these right now. Okay. When I was on the Riscony and the Coral Sea and the Enterprise, there was no Corsairs. Corsairs that come out probably around 1960, 68, 69. I was aboard the Coral Sea and Enterprise around 1963, 64, somewhere around there. And they had F-8 Crusaders. That's what we were. See, the Corsairs, they're the ones that they were the successors to the F-8 Crusaders. The Crusaders were the last of the gunships that they had. Gunslingers, they call them. They're a very powerful plane. And they can carry one hell of a payload, too. And the air wing back in my days were A1 Sky Raiders, S2F Hunter Killers, A4 Skyhawks, A3D Sky Warriors, F4 Phantoms, F3H Demons, and A3J Vigilante. That was about it. That's what we had. I was on the USS Enterprise 4 years after it was launched. She was the first nuclear-powered carrier of the United States Navy, and she carried the third name of the Enterprise. The Enterprise back in the Revolutionary War days, it was a super war, and they had a USS Enterprise, which is the carrier they had, and also the Enterprise now was being scrapped as the third carrier name Enterprise. Oh yeah, those old ADs were good. Able dogs, he called them, or ADs. They're one hell of an airplane. We used to call them flying dump trucks. I mean, they're a very, very good airplane. They were supposed to. That aircraft right there came out after World War II, but it's supposed to be the successor to the SB2C Helldiver. And it never made World War II, but it made Korean War. And it proved itself one hell of an airplane in the Korean War. It can carry that thing, can carry anything. And they were they can go almost 500 miles an hour. They can go. They got that big old double row right cyclone motor they had, and they're a beautiful airplane. Now I got a lot of ADs. I got about 4 or 5 in my stash. I got one that needs to be finished. It's in my storage. Next month will be next week, and we're gonna get a big old 24-foot truck or something. At least try to. I talked to my daughter. I gotta get my stuff out of storage. I gotta get it. There ain't no sense me paying $400 something a month for something I'm not even having the benefit to go into yet. Since I'm situated here, got nowhere to go but here now. This will be my home. Right behind me is will be my deathbed. I might as well have everything here with me. That's how I want it. Yeah, those Skyway are good airplanes. Corsairs are good too. The F4U Corsairs, Bentwing Bird they call it. And also the Corsairs they had back in 1968 that came out. They were a hell of a good airplane. They were a miniaturized F8U called Crusader. They did the job. They did the job. Let's see here. Gotta get those on there. I got a platform over there too. Where's that one? I know where they're at. They're easy to find. 52, 53. I know where they're at, but I saw them. Over there. Sure. I know I saw it. This thing's moving on. Okay, cut this bad boy out. I'm going to get back to the chat board. Yeah. Okay, got where's those blocks at? Blocks, bit caps. Maybe the other side. Oh, they're right there. Found it. If I make it fittings on it, if I put the platform in there. They're right there. I know where it's at. Now I got those other pieces I got to make. Mooring capstan. Mooring capstan. I see you right from here. Okay. Cut these up. Check the chat board out. on this. Like wind's kicking up right there. Good. Now I'm gonna pop these out. With my tool here. Get back to the chat board here in a second. Though. Let me get this cap on here. It's one cap. This windlass cap on here. On. Get that dry. Get a cup of coffee. Take about a 5-minute break. And get back to the chat board. See who's watching. And answer some questions. I'm not doing too bad here, you know, building and answering a chat board. Usually got two guys. One's read the chat out for you and helping you out, and the other one just building, you know, and I'm doing the whole thing here, so no problem. I'll be back a couple seconds now. We'll give you a cup of coffee and we'll have a little coffee clutch. Gotta go down to Mestex and get me some coffee. Hey, Boats, can I have some coffee? Yeah, go down below. Give me up a cup too while you're at it. Well, I can help with my. Yeah. Yeah, I sure will, Danny. I'm getting worried about Chuck. I really am. I'll try to get a hold. He won't let me in. It says he's not. It says on there on the message board, I'm not. The Chuck is not set up for chat yet. Something's probably going on with the internet. I'll keep trying, buddy. I really will. Usually he's the first one there. Oh yeah, these are the best. And you can select the size by turning the wheel. You know, see it turns like that. You can adjust your circle instead of cutting it out with an X-Acto knife. You don't get a true radii with a number 11 blade. You may think you do, but you don't. Because the printed side will fool you. You look at the printed side and they cut out a radii with a number 11 blade. It looks pretty good. But when you turn around the other side with a white of that with no printing, it's not good. These are the best right here. They are a godsend looking at the paper models. Anything. That's about the best thing you do, guys, when you're like I'm going to be doing. When you go in the store, you got a lot of built stuff, just put them in a box. And make sure that the bottom of the box, make sure you put some paper, a piece of cardstock in there. That'll cover the whole bottom of the box. That way, the parts come off the model where you're transporting it. It won't be hard to find. You can take them out. In other words, if you don't do that, you know how the box is put together. They'll get underneath the flaps and they'll work their way out. You lose them. There will be breakage. I'm expecting a lot of breakage when I make this move. A lot of that, especially the finished stuff. The stuff I'm worried about is my rig stuff, like my horse glove, Denmark, a flying cloud, a big 310 destroyer, USS Ward. Stuff that's really rigged up. I gotta be careful. I'll load that stuff up. I got plenty of room out there. I've been working out there almost every day out there, making room for everything I got, which will fit in there very nicely. But I'm very grateful I got it here. I'm working on now. Which coffee is good. I have sword punches here too. A new little amble I got. I lay it on there, tap, tap, tap. They come out perfect circles. I got those especially in card models. Ah, it's right here. Do this in. Wonderful. Dry. A little more here. So that, part 50, move onward. Fifth Film Melbourne. Welcome to Tuesday night live with me and the boys and the USS FORRESTAL with Helmshaven card paper kit, scale of 1/250, 53 inches long. And yeah, those just tuned in. Built my cutlass on there. It took about 3 hours to build that little jewel. It's still not done yet. I got undercarriage, a cockpit, and some missiles put on it. And my son-in-law's got a printing machine. I already printed off another sheet of these air wings. So I'm gonna try to get about 50 sheets of those air wing parts uploaded not uploaded, but printed off. I'm gonna have a whole full deck full of aircraft on here. I bought this on the Queen Mary about 50 years ago. And I got a bunch of card models on there. I told the story to the fellas a couple of times. Those just tuned in. I was on the Queen Mary. My wife wanted to go aboard, see what it was all about. And she enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it. We ran into a movie star called, her name was Anne Bancroft. She played the lady in the Hindenburg, smoking a cannabis bowl and a pipe. And also she played Mrs. Robinson as the over for her. She was on the A deck, promenade deck. We were walking, having a little baby with my old daughter. She's about maybe 4 or 5 weeks old, somewhere around there. Very, very small. And she came out, walked towards me and my wife and my child on the promenade deck, and she stopped and she said, she looked at us and said, "What a beautiful child. Can I hold her, please?" I said, "Yes, you can." So I gave her my little daughter to her, gave it to her, and she held it, and she said, "Such beautiful brown hair." And I kept looking at her, and I said, "She looks something familiar." And right away, she asked me, "Are you Jewish?" She said to me. I says, "Well, I guess I have a little bit of me. My grandmother, her maiden name was Doris Dandenberg. Does that mean anything?" "Oh, yes. That's a good Jewish name." "Yes, you are Jew. You got Jewish in you," she says. "So I'm Jewish myself." I said, "Well, nothing wrong with that." I says, no matter what we are, we're all God's children, right?" She goes, "Yes, we are." I said, "Ma'am, please excuse my ignorance. By any chance, are you Anne Bancroft?" She says, "Yes, I am." "I knew you were. I could tell when I look at your eyes that you're a beautiful woman. Just thank you very much. You have a beautiful child. You take care of this baby." "Yes, ma'am. I love your films. You do a good job of your films." So what film you like the best? I said, "Mrs. Robinson." So I wish I was Benjamin. And she smiled at me. And she walked away. You know, she's a very, very nice lady. There's a lot of movie stars out there. I moved up from California. You run into them every day, especially on Malibu, Venice, uh, Santa Monica, all through there. There's like regular Joes that go shopping and everything, you know. But I do know one thing about movie stars. They look very different in real life compared to doing on movies because you got a lot of makeup on and stuff, you know. But when you scrub that makeup, they come walking around in their normal face. It's very predictable. You know who they are. But she was very nice being my child. Then we went into the gift shop. As we went into the gift shop, they had a whole bunch of card models like this, whole display of them. I said, "Wow, what beautiful looking models." I got to look at them. They're not plastic. They're made out of something. They're paper. I'd be damned. I've built a paper model in years. Lady walks up. "Can I help you, sir?" "Yes, ma'am. You sure can." He says, "Who makes these paper models?" Says, "Oh, we got them on here. You have them sell here?" I said, "Yeah." "Well, lead me to them." And she goes, "A lot of people who buy the paper models off the Queen Mary, they build them and they display them. When you build yours, You can bring yours in, and we'll put yours with the display with everybody else. Everybody just loves them. So I'm one dude love them. So I must have bought about 20 of those kits there. This cost me $8, and the SS United States cost me $8. The other one's around $3 or $4, maybe less than that. All Will help Tottenham kits. They're very good. I was very delighted to get that, When they're done, they look very nice, guys. They're foolproof, A lot of people think they're out of plastic or something. When you get really close to look at them, you can tell it's made out of something besides plastic. I got soaked that in water. I think it's hard as a wedding dick. That's harder than a wedding dick. Ooh. I need to get in there with it. Oh, hell, here you go. Hell, here. It's too flat. I gotta cut another one out now. Yeah. We want to make over here. Two elevator shafts I gotta make. Okay. Which was that? It's gotta be through here, so it's left. Gotcha. Yeah, check the chat board. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Thank you. Okay. 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 Cut this out. If I'd gone, I would probably be able to work on the island. The very last part of the build would be making all the fittings, tow motors, aircraft, everything. Okay. I'll cut these out. Put 50 in there. We'll be ready to go. I got to finish up the Casa belts. It's just about done. We got that boy up. Okay. I remember I was a little boy, 1956, so old, 9 years old. Let's see. I was 10 years old, 1956. And for Christmas, my dad got me the model of the Forrestal by Revell. Put that dry. We'll see what he's done. Put this piece in and move onward. Get that deck down. Just gotta find a break and take as many breaks as I can. Okay, we'll check the chat, see if anybody's got any questions or anything like that. I can answer and join in. Okay, go back to the live stream. We got 7 watching, 9 thumbs up. I guess I'm doing something right. On the chat, we have Hellstorm 259. We got Dingy Schultz, he's still with us. And we have My Pleasure Born Warsaw, he's with us. Excuse me, so I mean to mispronounce your web your channel. Kim of Melbourne. He's with us, and we got Mark. Mark just chimed in. They got Mark 6310. Oh yeah, that was a good movie. Robert Holden. Here we go. Here, Mark, I just made that cutlass last night. Took 3 hours to build that little baby. And it's still not done. I got undercarriage, ordnance put on it. I did it off camera to see how difficult they are. They're not difficult. The difficult of them is cut out the little itty bitty small formers. And I kid you not, those formers, some are smaller than the end of that pencil right there where racers used to be at. And you just got to have patience. And I'll tell you what really helps more than anything, no matter how good your eyesight is. These magnifiers. You got to have those. So it's a must when building stuff like that. The F9F Cougar, matter of fact, this comes with F9F Cougars. No, they're Panthers. Panthers a straight wing, and the Cougar is a slant wing back. Yeah. My son-in-law is going to download me a bunch of more air wings for this carrier here. It's being hard as a novice. This will be very difficult. This is one of Wilhelmshaven's flagship models, and the only beef about this thing is that the deck ain't green. They should have caught that. I was hoping someday maybe possibly might be a reprint. I don't know. I do know one thing. Someone get the files of this thing. They could make a reprint. Wonderful. And the elevators are functional in this thing. They got tracks on there. You got another one of these put on there. Yeah, cut this out. Folgers coffee. A little small can like so, a little small can. And I can drink a can of that a day. But I got to slow down with caffeine because it really messed up my sleep a lot. It keeps me up about 5 o'clock in the morning. I hit the fart sack and wake up around noon. I love coffee, though. It keeps you going. Oh, I got another fellow just chimed in. Copat 68. He says on the chat, I was on USS Ranger CV61 from 59 to 1993, 89 to 1953, 1993. I'm looking for a 3-foot model from Desert Storm area so I can have it on my display with my memories. Where can I find one such a model? Well, there's 2 USS Rangers that were made by plastic manufacturers. The first one was the Rebelle, which is a sister ship to the Forrestal. I've got the USS Ranger. It's about 23 inches long by Rebelle. In this format, in this era, 1950s. Now the Trumpeter, either that or Merritt I Love Kits, makes the USS Ranger of the World War II variant. But the one you're looking for is this variant here, which has been modernized. And they do not make a model of that 3-foot. That's got to be, blueprints has got to be obtained for that. And you got to build for those blueprints because I don't think they made a model of the Ranger in the Super Carrier 1954 design. The Saratoga, the Ranger, the Kitty Hawk were all sister ships of the Forrestal. And first time I seen the Forrestal was back in 1960. I think around 68, yeah. That's when it caught fire. But it was at Pearl before it was going back to Whidbey Island in Washington State for repairs. I mean, to tell you, they had a hospital ship. They had to read the repos and the sanctuary. A lot of guys that were burnt that thing, that's why I should pull in a Pearl to meet the hospital ships there and unload the personnel that got hurt and keep them there so they can take medical attention. And they carry a steam back on some power back to Whidbey Island for repair work. I like the Pearl Harbor scene. We just pulled in at Pearl on the Ashtabula. And we just got them bucking the tanks and everything, make sure it's ready to tanks are all dry before we come into port. And we seen her sitting there. We all were really enthused to find out how much damage on the thing. We walked up the pier and seen it. Boy, you talk about the flight deck. It was so hot that the tarmac on the flight deck was completely bubbled. And smoke damage all over smoke damage. I tell you, the ordnance that we used in Vietnam came from the Korean War. And also a lot of World War II. And it was you got these ammo dumps. And the government wants to get rid of these bombs first so they make any more. And they're old bombs. Some are very defective. In that case, it was a Zuni missile that was on an F-4 Phantom. Now, that was McCain's Skyhawk that caught fire. He was on the scooters, those old A4 Skyhawks. He was on the flight deck, just ready to get aboard the Skyhawk to take off. And that Zuni missile, the F-4 Phantom, was on the deck. You're taxing out to the blast shields over here. And whew, they got a pigtail in those ordnance. There's safeties. Those safety pins, all they are is just a little pin. They plug in like this. They got a little flag hanging out there. Sometimes the wind will blow those safety pins off there. You find them in the flight deck all over the place. You don't know which was where. So you got the air crews that go around there, pick up the safety and look around and inspect the ordnance to see what it came out of. They put it back in there. Well, those ordnance that they had on that Phantom was very defective. The safety. You got a safety switch. You got armed or unarmed. cockpit for Fox 4 to release those Zuni missiles. So for a checklist, first thing you got to check your fuel, check hydraulic pressure, brake pressure. You got to check your ordnance safety's on, safety's off. You hit that safety button, it was off anyway. You hit it off, and the Zuni missile shot out, went right down the flight deck and hit the cane, Skyhawk, and whoosh! The rest is history. That shows you one missile will do a carrier like that. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Yes, they are. They've been in the Navy for a long time. They're good. They came out in 1955, and they replaced the F-4D's Sky Rays. And they found that it's just a good airplane. They're like an AD. They can carry a lot of arsenal. They carry drop tank, Zuni missiles, Sidewinder missiles, Phoenix missiles. They can carry it all. Sparrow missiles. They can carry the whole schmo. I mean, they're like an AD Sky Raider, like a flying dump truck. They can carry very good aircraft. They phased them out back in the 1970s. That's when the F-14 came in. They were their replacement. It was the F-14 Tomcat. But those A4Ds, they were a very beautiful airplane. They were. I got two of them. I actually got three in my stash. And one's built already. No, two are built. I got one that's in the kit still. Old Hasegawa 1/32 scale. I got the trainer, the TA4D, and also got the regular A4D. Blue tail flies. Yep. Now those 2,000 scale carriers, little war lines, they're about, like I say, about 5 inches long. Then they got the 1/1200 scale. I got a whole. I probably got 1,000 Hansa, Mercator, and Albatross, waterline, 1/1250 scale, waterline metal ships of ocean liners and carriers and battleships. I got them from Preston's out of Bamberg, Germany. The catalog, they're all waterline. They're small, but they're very detailed. They're good for wargaming. That's what they're designed for war games. What's really good about the miniature, you can see the scale difference, how big they are compared to the other ships. Really impressive. Okay, get this last elevator ship now. Get this thing done. Get the other stuff be fun. Oh, take the caps off, do the same, take another break. Yeah, we'll get the ship shape this thing is. Yeah. The caps on here, do the same. Wonderful. Let it dry. Let her dry. That's 60. These parts over here. Wonderful. That's right. Don't disturb that. Here's our question now. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Verification. Okay. So I got the right one here. That's 40H. Another one. Okay, I'm gonna cut this out and put a break. Okay, let's move this. Okay, caps on there. Get it dry. Two more of those, don't we? There goes the cutlass bed over there. We go. About puzzled up. Two more of these. There. Hey. Take a break. Yep, A4 Skyhawks. They call them scooters. Wonderful. That's good. Glad you guys are still with me tonight. So far, we got 9 watching, 9 thumbs up. On live chat, we got Diggy Schultz. He's still with us. We got Hailstorms 269. He's still here with us. And we got GoPress 68. He's here with us. Mark 6310 is with us. And yeah, he's still with us. That's good, guys. Build on or just kick back and just watch you build or just enjoy one another's conversation. I'm still here. Last night I had a stream. I looked at I was going to answer some more questions. I was ready to get off because I was getting a little tired. Next thing you know, it shut down on me. I said, wow, gremlins again. I guess they shut me down. I guess my streams are too long or something. I don't know. But they shut me down, so it wasn't on me, guys. I apologize. Those who were watching last night want to know what happened to me last night. The gremlins shut me down. Wow, I've been there 3 hours already. Boy, time goes fast. We have some fun. The Mr. Gremlins out there, don't shut me down, please. I think I go another 50 more minutes. I'll knock off myself. Yeah. I was working like I'm doing. I turned around to see on the chat. Next thing you know, I was shut down. I go, what the hell happened now? So doggone YouTube's playing with me again. You know, I'm starting to believe the people who charge us YouTube stuff are sitting there just watching you. I like to play games with you, you know? Screw with everybody, you know? I'm getting to believe that's what they're doing. They're sitting there watching you like Big Brother in the sky. Then they go pull a plug on you. Yep, that's what I got. The spinning circle. Might be bandwidth. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and stall this, put the bearings on there, and call it a night. Off camera, I'll probably do some more work on it, and tomorrow we'll go somewhere else. I'm not threatening to ring a Titanic out, but this thing is about as addicting as smoking cigarettes. It's growing up before my eyes. I like this. Yeah, well, Response norm. Yeah. Okay. Let that dry. Wonderful fit. Yeah, by doing the deck on quite a while. I'm going to put some more supports across there. Keep that position okay. Oh, God. I got 11 hours in today, 17, 18 hours yesterday, including live stream, 18, 28, about 47 hours in it already. I figure I got another 47 more hours before it's all finished. So I probably got maybe almost 100 hours of this thing. All live here, all live. Yeah, they want Sky Raiders. They made guppies out of them. They had a big old ASW domes underneath the fuselage. Some were double seaters. They know such a good aircraft. They had different variants. Yeah, I guess I'm a modeling maniac. I love the model. This is my life, guys. This is my wife and children and everything right here. They give me pleasure, and it's like being in the garden, being a gardener, and you got your favorite flowers out there, and you're sitting out there day in and day out and watch them bloom. That's how model building, especially ship models building. Building model ships is like watching a flower bloom. This thing is starting to blossom with pretty little petals and everything on it. It's blossoming out to an aircraft carrier. Yeah, I'm very delighted you guys watching my videos too. It gives me great delight. I'm 80 years old now, and I'm very young at heart. These things keep me good for my mental health, keep me going all the time. And I'm glad to share my life's work with you guys. And I just love building models, just like you fellas do. It's a great hobby. If more people build models like us, the prisons nowadays would be empty. This right here, called Aling's Tacky Glue. It's white glue. It's a water-based cement. Excuse me. You buy the stuff at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, department stores, whatever, you know, sell us stuff. This is made specifically for card models. It's water-based. Now, next to bonus with this too, us plastic modelers got small windows that you can't put in. Want to save glass or make landing lights or clear glazing. This stuff works just as good. This stuff is better than Crystal Clear by Microsoft. This stuff works very good. Take it, dab your brush, and dab inside your windows, and walk away about an hour or so, and it's crystal clear. Now, another thing about this stuff here, I mentioned this a couple of times in my videos. Card models' worst enemy is water and fire. Water is like fire in this thing. It will destroy it. If I had a glass of water and I spilled it on it here by accident, right before your eyes, you see this thing start to warp and change and contort and it'd be all ruined. Fire, whoosh, up in smoke. Plastic models' worst enemy is dust. So all models, no matter what you do, has an enemy. Plastic models' worst enemy is dust. These worst enemy is water and fire. My son-in-law got me some Crystal Clear today. This is Crystal Clear varnish aerosol. It's gloss. I spray it on there, and what it does, it seals in the pores of the paper and makes it stronger, a lot more pliable to work with. It also protects it from water by anything like that. But like we'll sprinkle water into it, ain't gonna hurt it once you get this stuff on there. But this right now hasn't been treated yet with this stuff yet. I will put that on there after that. And like I say, card models, there's a lot of work in these things. And they, when they get dusty, they're very easy to clean off. A lot more easier than models made from plastic. The plastic, remember, we got varnish on it, matte colors, paint, and it's very conductive to dust. It's got pores, and those pores will soak in into that plastic. So with plastic, what you got to do is do two things. Okay, sell some more soap and water, and soak down the areas. Be careful, don't make no parts off. Then change your water bowl, put more fresh water until it's all clean. Then when it's done, take some Crystal Clear Climbon clear lacquer and it'll restore right back to life again. To my house. Yeah, to my house, Storm. Yeah. I never built sci-fi kits, but anything I built differently before was monsters like Creatures of Black Lagoon, stuff like that. I built that years ago. I was a kid. I thought that was kind of neat, figurines. But I don't mind trying sci-fi models. You know, maybe I might be addicted to it. You never know. But yeah, I'll give you my address. You know, send me anything. I appreciate this, buddy. And if you need anything, let me know. I'll send you the same. Because like I say, I'll get my stuff out of storage. I got thousands of models. You guys need anything, let me know. It'll be free of charge. Because like I say, I can't take it with me. I'd rather make you guys happy than me being a miser, keep the stuff myself. Here's my address, buddy. Oh boy. Where is it? Where's it at? Here, come on. Whoop, 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 whoop. There you go. Thank you, buddy. God bless you. I'll do the same for you when I get my stuff out of storage. One back scratches the other. That's what I was told. It works too. Because I don't get out and not do nothing, you guys. I got no money, you know. I get paid tomorrow, and I got my new debit card here, so I'm gonna put a little money out of my bank. I'm gonna go up there and try to get something online and things, you know. I gotta have something. You got my address now, buddy? Did you get my address, Hellstone? There you go. You see it now? It should be on the chat. Okay, get a pencil paper. I'll recite it to you right now, okay? You got your pencil paper right there? Yep, here it is. Frankie Day, 157 Disco Loop Road, Friendsville, Tennessee, 377-37-2225. I'll repeat it again to you. Frankie Day, 157 Disco Loop Road, Friendsville, Tennessee, 377-37-2225. Okay, buddy. Thank you. I guess this don't pick up my chat. Thanks, buddy. God bless you. Well, I've been out here now 3 hours and almost 3.5 hours been out here. I don't want YouTube to turn me off like they did last night, because it was about this time last night and they turned me off. They had about 3.5 hours in, going on 4. And they said, hell with this guy. And they cut me off. So I want to get out of here before they cut me off. I'll be here tomorrow night. We'll have Wednesday night action tomorrow. We'll be back on the Forrestal. Gotta focus this camera right here. Beautiful. And thank you very much, and God bless you. God bless everybody who has chipped in tonight on the chat and has watched me build this beautiful carrier. And thank you very much for everybody's support and your wonderful views and comments and candor. And those that are still watching and have not commented on the chat board, thank you very much, and God bless you guys. And this is Frankie Day Models signing off. Make Mama happy. Take care of the little ones. Stay focused when you drive. Be aware of your surroundings. Please say your prayers. And take care of your family, take care of yourselves, and get a model. And get kick crazy and model on. And tomorrow night we'll have some more action done on the USS FORRESTAL. Off camera, I'm going to finish up a few things on this thing and call it quick for myself tonight. And tomorrow we'll resume on it, and we'll build this thing. Can we build a Forrestal? Yes, we can, and we're doing it. Frankie Day Models signing off. Catch you guys tomorrow, and God bless everybody. May God bless. Please say your prayers. I love you fellas very much. You guys take care of yourself, and Godspeed.